On Tuesday, a bunch of private text messages from current and former Fox News hosts were made public after a judicial hearing officer had unredacted parts of a motion filed by Smartmatic, the company which provided, of course, election technology to LA County for the 2020 election, is suing Fox News for about $2.7 billion for defamation because, well, Fox News defamed them and Dominion voting systems after the 2020 election, after Trump lost. Okay, so what happened is Trump whined, complained, bitched, like he normally does, claimed that the vote was rigged against him with absolutely no evidence to back him up. And of course, evidence is no longer necessary when it comes to the right. In fact, they hate evidence, they hate facts, they hate logic, they hate reason. In the rare instances that they actually do provide some sort of proof or evidence, it is stuff that they have basically manufactured and amplified in their own media. Okay, normally they don't suffer any consequences for their outright lying, but this time they did. Shocker. I know. Now, in 2023, for example, Fox News settled a defamation lawsuit bought by Dominion for about $787.5 million. And now it is Smartmatic's turn, who filed their own motion in late April. Now, just like in the other case, of course, we got to see a bunch of text messages from Fox News employees that were not released before. Okay, and so I'm going to just give you five of them for now. And some of them have to do with Jeanine Pirro, who, happens to be the DC Attorney General now. So keep that in mind. She is in a very important position of power. Here's what she said. Basically, she was bragging about helping Donald Trump and the Republican Party. That is despite Fox News' prohibition on hosts getting involved in politics, which seems like, really? They've got that prohibition? I couldn't tell. Could you? Here's what she said to then Republican National Committee Chairwoman Ronna McDaniel Romney in a message in September of 2020. Quote, "I worked so hard for the party across the country." Oh, okay. Really? Look, here's the thing. I know we all already know this, so no one here should be all that shocked. There's no Pikachu face going on here, right? But it's just another example of how Fox News was tailor-made, created for the sole purpose of serving the Republican Party. Now, as a result of that, they're serving President Donald Trump. Okay, that's it. Now, interestingly enough here, the filing also reveals that Pirro had hoped to secure a pardon for her ex-husband, Albert Pirro, who was convicted of tax evasion and conspiracy. You know what happened on this one, right? You don't really have to guess. Trump obviously granted him a pardon. He's pardoning all the criminals. That's what he's doing. That's what he's always been doing because he is a criminal. Now, Pirro, by the way, she also ended up having a little bit of friction with Sean Hannity, which is funny. She actually had called him an egomaniac. I call him the kettle, all right? And said that he had used, at one point, Trump's private bathroom in the Oval Office. Quote, "Hannity stormed in like he owns the place, throws his papers on the press desk and says, 'You don't mind if I use your private bathroom?' and walks into the bathroom within the Oval and uses it. Looks at me and says, 'Well, I got to talk to him. It's all about him, period. No one else matters.'" I mean, seriously. And again, walking box of wine here, okay? Constantly blasted at this point. Yeah, I guess you kind of have to be. I mean, I would be I'm a little concerned about the state of her liver. Okay? I'm just saying she seems a bit pickled. Okay? But anyway, I mean, calling Sean Hannity an egomaniac, yeah, she's probably right, but come on. Like, I guess game knows game, all right? Game knows game. Now, that said, speaking of game, played a lot of games with her election reporting, so much so that her own producer was like, hey, you need to kind of cool it with that election fraud stuff, all right? Now, this is Pirro's producer at the time, Jerry Andrews, who said, hey, look, you should be very careful with this stuff and protect yourself, given the ongoing calls for evidence that have not materialized. Whoa, Fox News! Like, you got a producer in there saying, well, hold on, we can't just say things without evidence here. What, I mean, what is this? Bro, do you remember where you work? Do you know where you work? I'm just saying. Now, Pirro, of course, later became very angry after Fox News actually declined to air their November 7th episode of her show. Now, earlier that day, of course, the election was called for Biden several days after Election Day had passed. Now, she responded by, funny enough, calling texting the egomaniac himself, Sean Hannity, about it, saying, I'm tired of the censorship and I'm embarrassed by how they called this election. To which Hannity responded, bro, like, lady, Fox News is promoting you every 5 seconds. It's hilarious. Censorship? You're being censored? Really? They're promoting you literally all the time. Like, what is wrong with you? Let me count the ways. Let me count the ways. But anyway, she is complaining. And again, going back to calling her a box of wine, just put an H in there. All right. This woman is complaining about being censored. No, it wasn't censorship. She was promoting election conspiracy theories that ultimately got her network fined nearly $1 billion. It ain't about censorship. It's about defamation, which you absolutely were engaging in. That said, why did they keep doing it? Well, we know the answer, but Jesse Waters pointed out very clearly in one of his text messages to Greg Gutfeld in December of 2020, saying, quote, think of how incredible our ratings would be if Fox went all in on Stop the Steal. Yeah, and there it is. In a text the day after the election, Waters had talked about how, we're really worried about the audience leaving if we push back against those, the election fraud claims. Quote, there's an election uprising versus Fox like we've never seen, he had texted his producer. And now one of the producers, of course, said, you cannot, under any circumstances, cast doubt on the election because the powers that be are not having any of it. That same day, Waters was texting Fox colleague Pete Hegseth, who is now the Secretary of Defense. Oh, how far we've fallen as a country. Saying, by the way, did you get the memo about not saying fraud? So, look, here's the thing. Not only did these Fox hosts go on the air and just brazenly lie about it, all of this, right, about the election fraud, they knew it, obviously, and had absolutely no problem with lying in order to get ratings. They knew what their audience wanted to hear, and it wasn't the truth. Fox News audience does not want to hear truth. Republicans do not want to hear truth. They want propaganda. And Fox News, they delivered, as they always do. Even with the objections from people like Bret Baier, who had told Fox executives that Maria Bartiromo's election coverage was in desperate need of fact-checking. In a text to Fox executive Jay Wallace about her coverage, he said, quote, none of that is true as far as we can tell. We need to fact-check this crap. Well, he was right about it being crap, for one. because that's exactly what it was. Look, but again, did Brett Baier forget who he works for? Did he forget? They are the Trump network. They're effectively North Korean state TV, except it's America state TV now. That's what Fox News is. So they don't care about facts. Okay? They don't care. The audience doesn't care. They want you to spoon feed the lies into their mouth. Okay? Here comes the airplane. Oh, don't worry. It's not one of them terrorist airplanes, so it's all good. All right? Here comes the lies. Right in your mouth. That's the reality of the situation, okay? Look, at the end of the day, the reality is right out there in the open, okay? That's it. Trump lies, and so does Fox News. Look, here's the thing. The problem with all of this is no one who needs to see this message is going to. They're never going to see it. The truth is being hidden behind algorithms that will only serve you what you want to see, not what you need to see. I mean, we have a corporatization of our news, okay, of our media. Okay, we have the influence of giant billionaire-owned corporations that are not allowing these voices like ours, to get to the people who need it. And that is one of the reasons that we are here today with an openly fascist, anti-truth government. It is the corporatization of news. It is the billionaires. It is the platforms like Meta, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all of them. Okay, that is why we're here. The monetization of people, of viewership, which has created bubbles that are nearly impenetrable by either side, preventing facts and truth and logic and reason from being delivered where it desperately needs to be. And we, as a society, need to figure out a way to pop them bubbles, to deliver that truth, or else we are cooked as a society. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.